New data is in showing that the first home buyer scheme that's been introduced by the government is pushing up house prices and making it less affordable for people to get into the market, basically the opposite of what they intended to do with the scheme. The government already knew that affordability was at all-time lows, and look, from someone from the outside looking in, it seems pretty obvious that that was going to add further pressure to property prices. I don't know who writes these policies, but adding more demand into a market that's already undersupplied seems to be a recipe for prices to go only one way. As a refresher, this scheme allows you to buy a property up to $1.5 million in value with no limit on what your income can be. So you can essentially be earning $500,000 a year, buy a property, $1.5 million with only a 5% deposit. Now, I'm not saying not to use the scheme, because if you're not in the market yet, this could potentially be your last opportunity to get in before there is a permanent uplift in property prices, making it even harder for you in the future. And if the government come to their senses and cut this scheme out altogether, if you haven't got in, you could potentially be looking at getting an even bigger deposit, but on a property value that's even higher, making it even harder for you to get in. Now, this table here shows the real source, because what we've got is in this column, we've seen the increase in property values in these different areas for properties that are above the price caps. And then in the other column here, we've got the price change for properties that fit within the new first home buyer scheme, the ones that people can access through this home buyer scheme. And you see that there is a huge difference. The third column over shows the difference in basis points. You're looking at somewhere between 0.5 to 1.5% more of an increase on your property prices for those properties that are within the cap, which is a huge difference. And it simply means that for people in those subsets of the market, that they are going to be paying more. Now, important to note that this is just 1 month's worth of data, because the scheme only kicked off in October. So we're going to be watching this data closely, and stay tuned for those updates.